This was insane to witness in so many different ways. The Padres offense came alive and exploded. Who's responsible? Who played the best? And on the opposite side of the coin, is our pitching going to become a problem, or is it just a Coors Field effect and we'll be okay? Let's talk about all of that in just a second. Before anything, hi, welcome back to another episode of Padres Digest with your brand new host, Andrew. I am so happy and excited to be here. Before we get into anything though, a couple things. First, stick around to the end of the video because I do have some post-game fan reactions for you. That's where I want to get you guys, the fans, involved with my videos. At the end of every game, go on Reddit, go on the post-game Reddit, go on Twitter, go on something, type what you think, and maybe you'll be featured on the video. And of course, most importantly, please subscribe to the channel. We want to grow this channel, and we want to make sure it's the best you can possibly see. And we just love making these videos, so please subscribe. Please subscribe. Now, moving on to our post-game talking points that I promised you guys. Firstly, we scored early, we scored often, and are the Padres officially back now that our team is fully stacked with non-injured players? And did the Padres pitch well today? You might think not, you might think so. We're going to talk about all of that right now. Let's get rid of that real quick. So, looking at our box score, I'll have it brought up on my side as well. We had a very good offensive day. Obviously, we had 13 runs, which is a lot of runs. Mostly everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody did have a hit today except for Xander Bogaerts. He did get, unfortunately, a little unlucky. He had like 2 hard hits. But players like Jackson Merrill are the reason we are such a dangerous team. Highlights throughout the game, and we'll show these in just a second. Gavin Sheets is another player I want to highlight because he did have 4 RBIs. He is a producer. He hasn't been great all the time, but he is producing when we need him to, as you can see right here. It is Coors Field, so hitting is a lot easier here. That's a point I'm going to make this entire video. But our offense is dangerous. It can be streaky. It can be dangerous. Like Maldonado, he can be dangerous. Not all the time, but when he does hit home runs, Padres are usually winning. That's how rare it is. And of course, Jackson Merrill. This is my one thing I want to highlight right now. It is 10-1 in the 6th inning. Man is hustling like it's a tied game in the bottom of the 9th. That is why I love Jackson Merrill with all my tiny, insignificant heart. Jackson Merrill is a dog. He's going to stay being a dog for the next 9 years. So our offense exploded, and I absolutely love seeing it, which gets into my next point, of course. This is the lineup for the game today. I want to show you this because our injured players are all back. Well, I don't want to say the important ones, but the main top players are back. Let's put it that way, right? So we have Tatis batting leadoff. This is probably going to be our lineup for the foreseeable future. But Tatis batting lineup, Arraez, Machado, Merrill at 4, I absolutely love. I love Merrill's bat. Bogaerts, Cronenworth. Another sneaky thing, Shildt batting 7th. Like I said, Shildt is a sneaky good hitter right now. Him batting 7th, giving that power at the bottom of the lineup is going to be such an asset for this team. And I'm so excited to see how this team plays. And then, of course, Cronenworth is back. Obviously, he's not got a crazy bat, but he's a solid player, solid defense, solid all around. I will take Cronenworth literally any day of the week. And that's why he's on this team. But yeah, that is that. We're going to move on to our second point. That was our second point, kind of. I went a little ahead of myself. But the Padres, are they officially back now that our team is finally back together with all their injuries? Personally, I like to think so. Let's get rid of that. Don't know why that's there. But yeah, everyone's back. And when everyone's back, this team has so much potential. I know the bottom of our lineup, like I said, let's put that back up again. The bottom of our lineup isn't sexy. Jason Heyward isn't that insane bat. But I'm going to show you something right now. Jason Heyward on defense is absolutely insane. First play, crazy sliding catch. Second play, crazy diving catch. So even though Heyward is not the crazy bat, he's a good fielder, and he's a good, I don't want to say a speedster. He has good speed. We can pinch hit him or pinch run him in pinches. Pinch run him in pinches. A lot of pinches in there. But his glove is the thing I'm most excited about, and I love good defense from outfielders. Speaking of defense, of course, Randy Vasquez also had a good play, and we'll get into Randy Vasquez in just a sec. But solid defensive plays all around, and of course, Brandon Lockridge of another solid defensive play. Defense wins championships. People say that for a reason. And now, moving on to our third point. This is the most important point of the game, I think, honestly. Did the Padres pitch well today? That is a burning question that a lot of you guys will probably have today. Let's start with Randy Vasquez, of course. This is his game log for today and recently. So today he did have a solid game. He did give up 2 home runs, but of course, it's Coors Field. So you can forgive Coors Field home runs because Coors Field, you can literally bunt and hit a home run. Not exactly, but Coors Field is such a home run hitter's paradise that if you give up 2 home runs, honestly, that might be a good day considering, especially with the way the Rockies have pitched recently. But 1 walk this time, which I love. His last start, he had 5 walks, as you can see. I will take 1 walk from Vasquez. So 6 innings, 2 earned runs. His ERA is now down to 3.76. For our number 4 starter, who is still young and still has time to grow, I absolutely will take that any day of the week, and you should too. So, moving on though. Our bullpen kind of struggled at the end, and kind of is a very nice way to say it. The Padres led 13-2 an inning ago, and they are now calling for Robert Suarez with a tying run on deck. They lead 13-9 with 2 men aboard in the 9th. Listen, 13-2 to 13-9. And I want to say this too. Let's go back to the box score real quick. It doesn't say this on here. I wish it did. But the Rockies and the Padres finished with the same amount of hits today, both with 16. That's what we're giving up. And we're going to move on to this point right here. So the hits, fine, right? 6 hits, we'll live with that. 4 hits, 2 hits from our bullpen. Sean Reynolds just got back from injury. He looked awful. Awful. 4 earned runs, 1 home run. Yeah, 1 home run. No, we don't want that from our bullpen, especially the bullpen that's been nails all year. Wandy Peralta, we'll get into Wandy Peralta more in a bit later, but 4 hits, 2 runs. He did not look that great in the Yankees series either. And then Alec Jacob, who is my guy, did not look fantastic either, and that forced us to use Robert Suarez. But, again, Coors Field. Let's look at the positives here. Yuki Matsui still nails. He was kind of on and off last year. He still nails. I love Yuki. Alec Jacob, we'll forgive 1 or 2 bad games from him. He's still learning. Wandy Peralta, Sean Reynolds. Sean Reynolds is coming back from injury. Give him some time. He'll go back to being solid again. Wandy Peralta, I have faith in Wandy Peralta. Kind of. Again, we'll get back into that in just a second. But moving on, of course, that was that one. Sean Reynolds, this is a fact I saw. I don't know if it's 100% true. I did do double checking on my own. But Giannis Antetokounmpo is one of my favorite Twitter ex-Padre accounts. He is really good at analysis. Let's put it that way, right? So he was saying Reynolds doesn't have the same juice he did last year on his velo and his IVB, which I'm pretty sure, I had to Google and I forgot to look it up again, but I'm pretty sure it's the movement of the pitches. So it says he was 96 last year, but I was checking the tapes and it did say 96 again this, so maybe it's just us overreacting a little bit. I'm gonna assume it's overreactions. I still think Sean Reynolds has that dog in him. That's dog. I want a dog in him. I don't know what I'm saying. But I think Sean Reynolds is a good pitcher, and I still have faith in him, and so should you guys. I know it doesn't look great, but listen. We forgive. We listen and we don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. We watch baseball and we judge a little bit. But, of course, I do want to talk about this. I did skip one. I got to find it real quick. There we go. Again, talk about the Rockies real quick. The Rockies came in today having allowed 30 unearned runs. No other team had allowed more than 21. After 4 more unearned runs, they have in the third inning tonight, the Rockies have now allowed 34 unearned runs, and they have 32 errors to lead the MLB. Again, the Rockies are not a good team, which is why the bullpen might concern you, because we're giving up runs. Again, it is Coors Field. There's a word I'm thinking of, but I can't think of it. But it's like you're facing the Rockies who are bad, but you're playing in Coors Field, which is an easy park to hit in. So, I do want to share this one fact with you, brought to you by me. I wrote this down on the whiteboard of truth. Padres equal good. Rockies equal bad. They have 6 wins the entire year. Also, that fact was brought to you by me, yours truly. 6 wins all year. If I had to run the Rockies Digest channel, I would quit. Because, like, what am I going to talk about, right? Like, the game's over. Rockies lost again. Next day, Rockies lost again. Are things looking better? Nope. Like, if you're a Rockies Digest, what are you talking about? Genuinely, what are you talking about? Padres Digest, we make it interesting here. We love Padres and how they play. But, again, are we concerned? Not yet. Let's see how the next games go, and then we'll see if we are concerned. Mid-game trade really quick. I want to talk about this, then we'll move on. Padres announced they acquired Andrew Moore for Connor Joe and some cash considerations. I'm sure Christian will get into this more tomorrow, but I want to touch base on that real quick because it did happen today. Andrew Moore is a reliever in the AA system for the Reds, and he is 25 years old. So, are we excited about that? Watch Christian's video tomorrow, and he will tell you. But tomorrow's matchup, Stephen Kolek, who I loved last time, pitched a great game. I'm super excited to watch him, versus Bradley Blalock. I've heard the name, don't know much about him, but he does have an 8 ERA. We can absolutely pounce on that. We're at Coors Field. We're facing the Rockies. We haven't lost the game to them in a while. Let's continue our hot streak. Let's go. But I promised you guys, well, first let's look back to our points. Scored early, scored often, 13 runs. We'll take it. Padres officially back. I think so, with players like Merrill and Gavin Sheets. And just Jake Cronenworth, too, in general. I think those impact bats are going to make an impact on this team, as they should, of course. And then finally, the Padres pitch well today. There's some good, there's some bad, but overall, I think we're going to be okay, and you should not hit the panic button. But I promised you guys some post-game fan reactions. Here they are, some from Twitter, some from Instagram, some from Reddit. What was your favorite Connor Joe moment on the Padres? Mine was his first at-bat for the team, a pinch hit opportunity with a chance to drive in the game-winning run, and he took 3 pitches for strikes without swinging even once and walked back to the dugout. Listen, Connor Joe, good vibes from San Diego. Not a fantastic player. Not a lot of room for him on this team. I'm glad he can play somewhere else where he might get more playing time. Thank you, Connor Joe. We appreciate you. Let's just say you tried your best, and we're happy that you were here. Jackson Merrill over everyone. Absolutely. Jackson Merrill is that guy. He will continue being that guy, and I love every single second of him being on the field. He makes this team a billion times better. You can see it in this game. You can see it in the Yankees game, and you're going to see it for the rest of your 9 years on this team. Next point, though. You know it's bad when Martin gets a homer. Yeah, Martin Maldonado, not a great hitter, better on defense, but when he hits home runs, Padres genuinely win more games. But we'll take it. We'll take it any day of the week. Gavin Sheets played for the White Sox, and the Pope is a White Sox fan, so this whole Holy Sheets thing actually tracks. I just wanted to add that because it made me laugh, but yeah. Gavin Sheets. We love Gavin Sheets. We love Holy Sheets. Okay, with how Wandy Peralta got lit up in the Bronx and tonight, he might be an issue. I don't want a lefty Enyel de los Santos. I said I'd talk about Wandy Peralta later. Now is later. I don't know if I want to say I'm a Wandy Peralta hater or a doubter, but from what I've seen from last year, I don't have a lot of faith in Wandy Peralta. I'm optimistic. I want him to prove me wrong, but all signs lead to him not being our best piece. Luckily, we have so many pieces in this bullpen, but I don't know how much I love Wandy Peralta in this bullpen. Moving on to our next point, though. Win, move on. Shildt needs to rethink his defensive changes earlier in the game. There were still 3 innings left to be played. This better not come back to bite us in Game 3. Next comment was, with how many injuries we've had and how crappy the Rockies were looking, it seemed wise at the time. Yeah, I'm not going to blame Shildt for their comebacks. When you put bullpen players out there, especially our bullpen, you expect them to put results. But it didn't work out, and we could have used those bats around the end of the game, but we still had the lead. It was a significant lead, enough that it wasn't like panic button time, but I'm okay with putting defensive replacements in for a team that's up by a lot, especially a team with still, 100 plus games left in the season. I want to make sure our top players are rested and healthy. I would hate to see anyone injured, especially now that everyone's back and we're a big, happy family again. So I'm not going to blame Shildt for anything. Being a manager is hard. We're all armchair managers. So I'm not hateful of I don't hate the move. Let's put it that way, right? But yeah, those are our post-game reactions, and this has been the first video for me on this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, me and Christian are still going to be posting some videos daily. We're like yin and yang. He's going to post. We're harmonious. Let's put it that way. We're going to put some harmonious, amazing content, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can watch both of our content, and you can love the Padres just as much as we do, because trust me, we love the Padres. And of course, let me know what you guys thought about today's game. Is our bullpen in trouble? Should we be worried? I don't think so, but what do you guys think? Is our offense great? Are we happy to have everyone back? Just tell me whatever. Tell me how your day went. I love reading from you. I love reading your comments. I love hearing from you. And as always, go Padres. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic, wonderful rest of your day.